future is here. A year of events in the making is coming for you. A prosperous future is in your cards. Astrology for the world. Ask yourself the question, what does your future have in store for you? The future is not what it used to be. Will Steve give you the answers you are looking for?
Aries, good morning. How you doing? So where have I been? Over on Patreon. So I will tell you towards the end. How you doing, Aries? So this is, I'm hearing Jim Morrison, Jim, Julian, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack. How you doing, Aries? So you can watch this as a life path for an Aries or a Scorpio because I read in code. This is going to be completely different than what's over on Patreon for you. But this is what's the news. So it's going to tell you about your environment and what to be aware of during December 2022. So make sure you stay around to the end to give time for the messages to come out, because we also then clarify them, telling you probably what star signs energy can be coming from. Okay, so what should Aries be aware of in their environment for December 2022? For Aries, what should they be aware of for December 2022 for Aries? Aries. So you've got unpaid bills. So you might have a lot of debt. You could be in debt and you've got a load of bills. Like I said, this is your environment. So it could be your mother, your father, your grandmother, your sister, your brother, whichever way around it is. But your environment is saying that someone here is struggling around their unpaid bills. So they might be living day to day in order to pay all of the bills. So you might be living above your means. But again, Jen, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack, when you look at prices of inflation today, especially if you're in Britain, I really don't know where about anyone else. I'm also in Britain, Brian, Beth, B, anybody beginning with B. But yeah, there might be, like I said, inflation's gone up, electric, all that sort of stuff. So it's very expensive living at this point during December. So it might be where everybody's also trying to save for Christmas and so on and so forth, and really struggling around finding that extra piece of money. Okay. So any other messages for Aries during the month of December 2022? This doesn't always come out about your love life. Your love life and everything is over on Patreon, guys. So busted. Okay, 911. So you've kind of got this energy here where someone could be broke, absolutely broke, and they've got no money whatsoever, and they've just been busted and raided. So I don't know if you've got anybody around you that does a lot of drugs or crime and that sort of stuff here, and someone's just been busted and raided, or they're about to be here. And this might be trying to do something very desperate. Like, I'm extremely desperate for money and I'm prepared to do anything to get money so I can pay bills and I can pay everything else. And then somebody gets caught red-handed doing something a little bit shady than what they shouldn't do. So they get caught. Now, it might be where someone is also trying to save money. They're trying to save money, but they end up doing something off impulse and they get caught spending a large amount of money on something here. Okay. But unpaid bills, so there is rent that's due and stuff like that. I'm also hearing Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, or someone that's also Jewish. Let's see. Aries, what should Aries be aware of, please, for December 2022? I'm hearing Ember or Amber, Life Path 7, Cancerian, Red Light District also, Amsterdam, the Netherlands. Let's see. Aries for December 2022. So you've got aggressive. This just came up in the last reading I did of Cancerian. So I did just say amber light, red light, green light. So like that would be, it came up in the Cancer reading. So you might need to watch that one, but aggressive it's called. Okay. So don't forget our reading code. So when I do so like 7, it would be Life Path 7 Cancerian people that are around you also. Okay. But like someone that's getting very aggressive, someone really could be taking a lot of drugs, into crime, all of that stuff that is around your environment. Doesn't have to be you, Aries, but I'm just picking up on a story at the moment that's saying that somebody's into a lot of crime and all that sort of stuff and leading the fast life, and they get very aggressive when they get caught doing something here. Now, it might be caught with pants down. It could be lying and cheating in a relationship, and someone's been busted, and I've just found out the fact and found out some news, and now I've just heard something that I don't like, and now it's making me extremely aggressive. This is also an Amber Heard energy here. Okay. So have you heard and I've just found out. That can also be an emergency services, so it can mean anything around hospitals and doctors of someone that may not be very well here. Okay, and I've just found out some very bad news. Okay, and it might be like, say for instance, like you're about to pay something, but you forget the fact that you've got to pay something that you've ordered or that you've had, and then suddenly this bill comes up and you're like, oh fuck, there's another thing that I forgot that I've got to pay off, and you have to pay off something else, and it seems to be like accumulating around something here. Let's see. But somebody gets aggressive through money, like they get very aggressive when they can't pay stuff, and they think about all of this, that they can't pay it and they can't pay it, and they live in that negative vibration. And normally when they do, they try to pass that aggression on to other people, and they want to make other people aware, like, oh, I just need to make you aware the fact that you owe, or I just need to make you aware that you've got to pay, and I just need to make you aware that we haven't got any money, and I just need to keep implanting that negative seed into your head so we can make people worry. Okay, so normally, or Norman or Normington or Nigel or anybody beginning with N, okay, but like normally when that happens, that's where your environment becomes very tense, because you're living under very close quarters. I can't buy anything, I can't do anything, I can't say anything, because this person is just going to set them off into a world of panic and worry. So they're just going to be worrying and worrying and worrying, and normally that's when people start being avoided. Okay, it might also be because I've avoided paying something that I really realised that I had to pay, but I've avoided paying it. Okay, let's see. It could be a very large purchase that you've had. Me, I don't know about you guys, I have Aries in my chart. I think it was last month I had a couple of like not credit cards, but like cards that needed paying off and certain things, and I just paid everything off all in one go, and I was just like, right, let's get all of this done, dusted, so I don't have to think about it. I've got the money there, let's just pay it off instead of keep paying little bits here and there and whatever. Let's get the main bulk of things out the way and get it paid and done, and that's out the back of my mind then. So like, I don't know if any of you guys are on that sort of vibe, or whether you're in that circumstance or not. Okay, but there might also be something coming up about this car energy. Oh god, yeah, I just realised I do have that as well. Any of you guys got a really expensive car? Okay, well nowadays nearly all cars, they run off the centre console that's electric. Mine is like flashing on and going off and going blank, and then it says, oh, you need a service. I've just had a service. I paid 350 quid for a service. Okay, full service history. It's all, you know, got all the history and full service. But then once I've had that done, now my electric's kind of like going off, and then it sets the sensor wheels off, and then it starts saying that you haven't got any oil when it's full. And when that center console goes, you're kind of like, fucking hell, it's throwing everything off in the car. I don't know if you guys have ever done that around cars, but that's something that I've got to go to the actual Peugeot garage and get them to look at it, because my car place, they won't do it. Okay, they're saying, oh, you're going to have to take that to a manufacturer and get them to look at it. They've got to put it through their computer and God knows what else. And then also, I've got like 4 discs and 4 brakes that need replacing on my car as well. I just realised that one. But I'm waiting until they kind of like run right out and start, and then let's replace them. So you might have something coming up around your car that might be quite a large purchase that you've got to do here to fix a car or buy one, because I keep picking up that there are messages around Cancerians, life path 7s, or cars. Okay, but at the moment this is something here around this person that is around like money and a car and maintenance and fixing. Okay, so let's see. Aries, anything for Aries to be aware of around their environment for December? So you've got mood swings. Oh dear, man, you've got huge Sagittarian energy maybe around you here, or a life path 5 or Taurus maybe. Doesn't have to be, okay, but I always see fives as obviously in tarots, the Five of Swords, the Five of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, worrying, panicking, getting aggressive. Now I need to start projecting something, and then you would get a 4 Scorpio Aries, and it would land upon deaf ears. You've got two-faced energy, could have something to do with maybe around a Gemini. People see Geminis as two-faced, it's just their card, that's all. Okay, but like, don't take any offence, Gemini, if you're a Gemini, like, I have as my moon. Oh, excuse me, man. What is that? Someone's just been silenced and told them to shut up here. That they feel like they can't speak. This person is dying to just come out with something, or the name Diane or Dana or Dan or Danielle or something, I don't know. But someone's just dying to just go like, I just really want to tell you something that's kind of really on my mind, and I really need to tell you this. And someone gets really, really angry and moody. Okay, don't forget, this can be, because we read in code and it works, it really does. If you've just found my channel, man, y'all really need to get onto my wavelength of what I teach you, is around this being Scorpio, Aries, and life path 4s. They come up as very arrogant, stubborn kind of energies of 4s. Scorpio, Aries, life path 4s are my whole journey that's spiritual. Every time my chart comes up against a Scorpio placement or a life path 4 mainly, because I'm a Scorpio rising, okay, it always hits a brick wall. It's always that, oh God, Jesus Christ, man, I just can't seem to say anything that lands here. And vice versa, both ways. It's like talking to brick walls. We're just conditioned to not want to listen to one another, okay, regardless of what it is. So someone starts getting very angry and moody, the fact that someone won't listen to the amount of worry that seems to be coming their way. Now, 4s can really panic and worry because they'll hold on to their feelings and emotions. So they'll go into attack mode because they're blocked. When they block, okay, they can start to panic and worry, and then start to force that opinion, okay, with a 5 energy maybe of Taurus and Sag, onto people to make you worry, okay, and then start to get really pissed off and really angry because you won't stay around long enough to listen to me worrying. But look at what it says on the tin, okay? Unpaid bills, finances, stress, worry, panic. But some people that I've known all of my life panic and worry about nothing. They can have the very slightest little thing that will set them off into an aggression spin, and their tail will spin, okay? So they'll go off on, like, oh my God, we need to panic and worry. And you're like, what about, like, oh, well, there's this and there's, you know, and when they go into that mode, that's fight or flight mode, which means fight or other person, flight. I'm not staying around long enough to listen to it. I don't want to listen to it. Okay, you're well within your right to panic and worry. I'm not trying to take that from you, but I don't want to know about it. Like, just I do not want to know about all of the worry and the stress and the panic and the fear that's coming from your energy, because it makes it tense, man. If y'all guys are spiritual and you realise what being an empath is, you can cut the tension with a knife. Have you ever been in a circumstance where the energy is raised that much with the amount of collective energy, where it's on such a good vibration that you feel brilliant, you feel so good, okay? Have as many of you ever really been in that situation? Hands up, how many? Not that many. Of course not that many, right? How many times have you been in an environment where it's very restrictive, very aggressive, very violent and very tense to make you close down? Majority of the time, majority everybody, right? So has any of you ever experienced anything different than being away from this environment? Okay, so what it tells me is that it's very restrictive, and someone uses their mood to get other people to listen to their mood, to their worry, to their stress, to their panic. So I need to vent. I've got to talk to someone about all of this because it's trapped and I'm getting really angry now. And because I've got to vent, I've got to tell someone. I've got to tell someone. So the majority of their energy is going to be about, and their conversation that they have is going to be about what? Worry, stress, bills, money, can't have, can't do. Okay, fucking had enough. physically lost my mind. So what are other people, what their reactions naturally or Natalie, what are their natural reactions going to be? Flight. It's obvious, right? But can you tell this person? No. No. You can't change them from them. That's why there's a complete avoiding energy that is here. Because you're you, I'm me, I can't change you, you can't change me. We can't change the circumstance. We're in this, but people, when they're in this, think, well, we're in this together. Heather, Haley, Henry, anybody again with H? Okay. So that's the environment that we've been used to so long. That's how we live. Okay. Getting very aggressive, getting very moody at other people. Okay. If there wasn't anybody else on earth and there was just you, would there be any cause of concern to be moody? If you had everything. Okay. So if you had everything, what are you supposed to think of? Nothing. Because you've already got it. All right. If you haven't got it, what do you think? This. Here. Okay, so what don't you get? Anything other than this. Okay. So let's see. Aries. Watch your back. Jack. Jackie, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack. Jackie. So watch your back, because this person's out for blood. Here. Okay. So during the month of, before we clarify, Aries, going over the month of December, you've got someone that's getting very aggressive where money is becoming very tight. When money is becoming very tight, they will start to self-destruct. When they start to self-destruct, they will want to vent and talk to you or to whoever, Trevor, about how bad things are in life. Hands up if you want to listen to that. Anybody? Okay. So, is it any of this you guys that want to vent to someone about how bad things are? Do you? Okay. So, look at the circumstance. Is this person that you're going to try and talk to bothered? Not really, no. No. So, this is probably why I don't get many Aries watchers. Unpaid bills. What is unpaid bills here for Aries? Why do they have unpaid bills? Who is that? Probably a Leo or an Aquarian or a life path 8 or involving. But again, this is all to do with travel and money and assets and electricity. Also electricity. Because this is waves of emotion and God knows what else. So it carries. Okay. So the name Carrie, maybe a Karen, maybe. Or a Sharon or someone from Australia. But unpaid bills. So this is electricity. Okay. So this person's conversation wants to be about how bad we're struggling in life. We really need to talk about how bad things are at the moment. That's what this person wants to talk about. So again, hands up if you want to talk to this person about this. Any of you? Okay. Because that's what this person wants to talk about. Okay. When it comes through December. Okay. Is money and bills. Okay. Finances and money. Let's see. Busted. Why does Aries have busted? Libra. Here, maybe, or a life path 2, don't know. This is also hidden feelings and emotions of also avoiding. Okay, save me getting busted and save me getting moaned at and fucking complained at. I'm just going to play the silent game and not talk to you because of the amount of aggression and mood swings that you have. Don't expect anything from me when this starts happening. When you start expressing to me things from the mind, I don't want to know. Express to me things from the heart. Well, I don't know how that feels. No. Because this person's that much up in their head that what they discuss is what's on their mind. Okay. So when they talk about all of the things that are on their mind and a person starts to close down and avoid the person and think, I'm really not interested. I'm losing attention. I'm losing interest. I mean, it might be someone that's losing interest in certain things here. Like, I'm losing money. Okay. You might have invested into something and you're losing money. I don't know. But like, because I'm picking up like an investment. Okay. But again, it's someone that wants to talk, but the other person doesn't. They don't want to talk. They don't want to know. Okay. But that can also be legal stuff as well, right? Because, or illegal substances and stuff going on. Because the High Priestess can represent Libra too. Okay. So it means court. Okay. money, due, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie. Ex-husband, ex-wife, you owe me some money. No, I don't. You owe me some money. I've got to pay the bills. We had a child together. You owe me. Your child lives here. Now the child lives here, you pay me rent. No, hold on a minute. I'm the woman. I'm not supposed to. I've seen this go on with an Aries. Right, Mel? So my friend that watches. Okay, ex-husband. Okay, divorced situation. 3 or 4 children. Can't quite remember. Okay. 2 of the children go one way. 2 of the children come here. One of the children leave here and go with the father. The father then turns it around, the ex-husband, turns it around on the woman and says, okay, now 2 of your children are living here, or 3 of your children are living here. I want you to pay me rent and maintenance like you chose to pay, I had to pay you. All of the stuff that where we had children together, and they play this tit for tat, and they played it for quite a while. Because your children live here with me now, you pay me for their clothes, their rent and their maintenance. You pay me. You owe me now. Okay. So that here now goes on between an ex-husband and a wife, where the wife or the husband charged the other one because of the children. And now the other adults that are supposed to be adults now charge the other one money and maintenance and rent for their children that are not present with the other person. Okay. If you're from Britain, you won't have to do any of that, because that's bullshit now, because you can pretty much be charged that many times. That I've known that many ex-husbands that have not paid a penny for their children, not paid a penny, but they wanted input into their children's life now and again, whenever they felt like it, that to deter the children away from the person, okay, but eventually owed £25,000 in backdated money that never got paid, and the person just kept getting. You don't go to court for that; they just throw it out. Okay, so again, there's this energy of like, well, what can I do? Right. So, what's the aggressive energy that's here for? The aggressive, 4 of Wands. It's going on to life path 4, Scorpio or Aries. Okay, because their energy is of structure, house, and home, and condition. Okay, so they'll be conditioned to panic and worry about, okay, say I'm a mother and I've got like loads of bills and loads of everything else and blah, 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 and I'm getting aggressive about it, okay, because it might be a very expensive place to run here. Okay, it could be a hotel, okay, but I decide to get aggressive, but it's not the fact that the other person won't listen to what's needed, it's the fact that the way the person comes across of using aggression to get what they want, and the other person digs their heels in because they don't want to hear the constant worry and the panic and all that. Like I said, you can get a non-spiritual person within the 4 of Wands, okay, and a very spiritual person within the 4 of Wands, okay, even as twin flames or soulmates. You can get one of you that's extremely spiritual and the other one isn't really spiritual at all whatsoever, okay, and your condition is, okay, we've learned how to manifest and all this sort of stuff, and the last thing that we need to do is panic and worry, because that isn't what we're conditioned to do. If I panic and I worry, that changes my mind changes my feelings, and we end up in this circumstance still. But trying to change that person into more of a spiritual believing person, they won't do that. Okay, they won't do it because they don't have the same mind expansion as what a lot of us do. So they'll panic and they'll worry, and you realise that you can't change their belief either. So they'll keep doing that. The other person continues to be spiritual, but the way they do it is by avoiding the person that's aggressive. So they won't have that same opinion with one another, and that will cause a dynamic under the roof here. Behind closed doors, okay. Behind closed doors, we don't speak to one another. Why are the mood swings here? From who are the mood swings? Life path 3 in reverse, or going to court, Pisces, so it sounds like me in this environment. Mood swings. Don't want to listen to the negative stuff. I just need you to stand up and tell me what's going. No, I'm trying to teach you that this isn't the way to go about it. Yeah, but I'm trying to teach you that that's the responsibility. Yeah, but I'm trying to look at it as a different way. No, I'm trying to teach you responsible. That's not being responsible. Being stressed and angry about stuff is not being responsible. That's acting irresponsible. Trying to get what you want by aggression And by forcing is not the way forward. I'm trying to teach you a lesson to say that that isn't what we need to concentrate on. We need to be grateful for what we have now. Okay, live in the now. Okay, which means that I need to live presently. So there's this energy that is getting aggressive by all of this that's trying to be taught to one another. I'm trying to teach you responsibility, and I'm trying to teach you that that isn't the way we do it by structure. That isn't the way we do it. This is also a mortgage that needs paying, but this can also be paid off mortgage. Okay, because this is like going to get a mortgage or paying rent or something like that also. Okay, but this can be where it's paid off. Okay, it's all paid for, all bought and paid for, like my stomach. Right, all bought and paid for. Okay, but like I said, you can get people that still worry about everything. Okay, so let's see. So what is watch your back? Who's that coming from? A woman. Maybe a mother, or I don't know, but watch your back. Okay, so this person's caring, loving and nurturing, but they're trying to prove a point by getting aggressive about it, and then wondering why this person won't listen when they get aggressive. It's because they're negative vibration. It's probably a north and south node. It could be where your whole environment is just opposite. You think opposite, you do opposite, you live opposite. You could even live over the road from this person. Okay, and it could be a neighbour here, or Rhodes Island, or Louisiana, or the name Louise, or Lucy, or Laura. What is this Three of Pentacles in reverse for? The King of Pentacles. Well, there's a third party energy that could be showing up here, because this could have been divorced, needing to get divorced from the third energy. But you could have children together, you could have a mortgage or a business together, and the mood swings is getting really fucking annoyed with my husband, okay, and I'm the wife, and there's a separation that is here of hiding my feelings and emotions that's making me really fucking angry because of something that you're doing in the environment that's making me fucking really angry. And it's between these pair, it's between an ex-husband or a wife where children are involved, okay, or it's separation between the King and the Queen of Pentacles. This is separation. This is like needing to go to court, but we can't yet. Needing to go to social services or child services, but we can't yet. Okay, needing to pay off the mortgage or the rent, blah, 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 but we can't yet. So if we're arguing and the court doesn't decide between who gets what of children or anything else, and it hasn't gone to court yet, you're in for a long run come year 7, okay? Because you'll be running to and from, backwards and forwards, okay? Starting off with the Tower and the Chariot, okay, which is 2023. So that makes a 7, so year 7. So you'll be going to and from court, to and from social services, trying to get out of debt, blah, 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 paying off a load of stuff of a car and everything else and all that kind of stuff. So you've kind of got this in-between energy of mood swings between a husband and a wife of something that caused this Three of Pentacles to be in reverse, which means basically I'm not working on a third party. I'm not working. This might also be unemployed. This is employed, looking for employment. This is I'm not looking for an employment, but I'm looking for you to support me because I'm not employed. Like I don't have any money, so I'm not employed. I don't know whether this person's looking for employment or not. I don't know. But like I said, there's an unemployed energy here because this can be the dole. Okay, now I don't know what you call it in America, but the dole is where you go and sign up on the dotted line to say that you're out of work and that you need a certain amount of money to survive. Then you can also get a house and stuff like that if you're unemployed, but you would go into a YMCA supported living housing for a year to get bumped up to before they offer you a house, and you'd have to go for a whole procedure. It would probably take about a year or so, where you would have to live in a right fucking dive of like drug addicts and God knows what else before you got offered a house, and it's very dangerous in those places, so you have to be aware. Right, but like you would get a house at the end of the year, but if you was to survive that year in that place with all of those people, you'll be lucky. So because they're YMCA, right? But like I said, this is like on the dole, like on the breadline of no money. so I don't have any support. So I'm looking for you to support me, because at this time I don't have a job and I don't have any money, and I need you to think more responsible instead of just spending shitloads of money on whatever you want and doing all of that, when really what you need to think about is the bills and the money and saving up for a house or the mortgage and the home. But because you basically live a lavish lifestyle of doing what you want, you're not actually acting responsible of paying off the things that are keeping you a roof over your head and so on and so forth and all this sort of stuff, right? So it seems to be this possible argument that seems to be coming up around saving money, wanting to be able to buy things but maybe not being able to do it, and then certain bills of inflation of electric, all that sort of stuff coming up here. Okay, that, you know, you might live in a really big place and there's loads of electric and water and God knows what else. I don't know what it's like in America, but in Britain that's fucking really gone like drastically fucking high. It's doubled. I think it's gone over doubled for electric now. It doubled in price and then it went up again for electric. Petrol, we're now seeing signs of no petrol in the stations again anymore that's being used. Water is kind of roughly the same, but the main thing is heating and electricity. It's all doubled, okay? And it's, like I said, it's mainly because of the crash in the environment and everything else, blah, 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 all went to shit. And nobody was ordering stuff of blah, 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 so they didn't make any, and God knows what else. Yeah, and then obviously the economy of no petrol and no diesel through COVID. There was no things being run about, blah, blah, blah. There wasn't any demand for certain things and whatnot, and everything crashed. So we're now having to rebuild all that. When? Year 7. The economy will start to work itself out through the tower. We will start rebuilding the economy through year 7, and then through 8 we might start seeing some relief. Okay, so year 7 is still going to be more of the same, of struggling to get through another, that would be what, 2 or 3 years from COVID when we hit year 8 or 9. Okay, and then the economy should start working itself out again, so we might start seeing some relief around that astrology numerology time that comes into like year 7, because that would be the economy of the tower, right? There'll be house, homes, mortgage, rent, blah, 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 rebuilding, construction, working on relationships, travelling to and from work, petrol, diesel, all for cars, all that sort of stuff. So there'll be some sort of like construction of that coming to light, okay? But it could, like I said, it could be getting more and more in debt and avoiding paying off those sort of things as well, because 7s can be in its latter energy, which is reversed, okay? So it can be needing to, you know, do all these sort of things. Anyway, thanks very much, Aries. So if you would like your actual reading, if these don't do very, very well, I'm just going to have to go back to what I was doing. Now, your weekly readings, why you haven't been seeing them, is because the channel hasn't been doing very well around certain star signs like Cancer, Aries, Taurus, and Aquarian. Okay, so they've been reaching 600 or 700 views, if that. So if that continued to happen, what I did is just continue to stick with Patreon. Okay, it's economy, I have to earn a living, bruv. So I've spent now an hour doing your reading over on Patreon, half an hour now on here. If it doesn't provide me with anything, I'll just stick to Patreon, where I am getting paid, okay? So like I said, if you really want readings by me and you're wondering where are my readings, it will be on Patreon. But the trouble is, majority of people are just going to other readers anyway and getting stuff for free. So I've got to stick my heels in somehow, okay? So if you want me as a reader and you're really interested in your weekly and monthly readings, then you'll need Patreon. So Patreon now is obviously all 3 tiers, because we're doing a monthly. So your monthly overview is right away, full table spread, all clarified, telling you what you've got coming up right to the end of Christmas and the outcomes and all of that. So that's like $3 or $4 for 2 monthly readings within a month cycle of when you join. Okay, can be at any point. If you want more than that, then you'll need the silver tier or the gold. The silver tier is all the monthly readings, all of the weekly readings, just like 64 readings all told at the end of the month. If you want the gold tier, then the gold is all the teaching, all the monthly, all the weeklies, and all the teaching videos, past, present, and future. Okay, but when we do weekly readings, we do these, then we do these, we do the cards, what's in the dark, what comes to light, what's the outcome, what's the thoughts, what's the feelings, what to be aware of, clarified, and so on and so forth. So we try to change it up for your weeklies and give you loads of different other cards and messages that you got coming through of other stuff to be aware of, as well as your weekly readings, okay? So you get a lot more for the bang for your buck. Okay, Christopher. So thanks very much, guys. I really do appreciate it, and I'll hopefully see you over on Patreon.